What's up everyone, it's David here, and today's video is going to be 100% in English. For real this time. So for some strange reason, I've got 26 folks who really want me to do a video that's 100% in English. And they have written with blood on their fingers on a white letter. That's what that means. Pleading that I do this. And I've got a very strange request too, saying I want this video in two versions. One with subtitle and one without. Sure. I mean, I can do that. I'll give it to you. I think what this guy really wants is a 听力测试. But what's the difference between this and watching Netflix? Anyway, as you can tell, I have done a hair transplant. Yeah, just shh, don't talk about it. I'm not ready to talk about it yet because it's 2 months in and the doctor says 2 months in, you're still not going to see fully grown hair. And what you're looking at right now, it's still very, very bald. In fact, if I nod just a little, you'll see the tip of my head, right? It's rude. Don't look, okay? Just don't look. It's very rude. When I'm ready to talk about it, I will. But just for this video, I'm not sure if I'm going to do this for future videos. I want to stop wearing the hat. It kind of blocks this light. It's going to get to summertime soon. It's going to be very hot in this room. So I want to get rid of the hat. Thank you for not staring. Where was I? Right, a fully 100% in English video. Now that was grammatically disastrous, but you get what I mean. So in this video, I'm going to talk about doing English interviews. And let's preface this by saying that this is specific to English interviews in China. So what kind of job would require an English interview? One where you're dealing with a lot of foreign clients, or you're dealing with a lot of English documents, or you're going to be traveling abroad a lot. If none of those apply to you, and you're inside of China, you're probably not going to be doing an interview in English. Not even a self-introduction, I don't think. Anyhow, so this video is for jobs that are, where your main work language is still going to be Chinese. If you want an English view tip video for jobs where your main work language is English, leave your comments below. We can do that another time. All right, so key factors to do a successful English interview. Number one, confidence. Obviously, confidence is very important for any interview. But specific, when it comes to speaking English, it is very easy to lose confidence very quickly. Because let's be honest, this is not your primary language. You're not very familiar with it, right? Otherwise, why would you even be watching this video? So there are 3 little tips to boost your confidence. Number 1, smile. Smile always gives confidence because you're feeling good. You're feeling good about the interview. You're feeling good about your English. You're feeling good about speaking with your interviewer. But a happy smile, not a strange, weird smile. Kind of one where you're staring at the interviewer and making him or her very scared of you. Don't do that. Tip number 2. Speak slowly, because when you're nervous, you're likely to rush. Yourself nervous, and you're going to make the interviewer nervous just by listening to you. So if you can kind of control your speed, you will sound like that you're more in control of what you're saying. Tip number 3, body language. Now I've emphasized this a lot in my videos, but it's very important that you are constantly using your body language to engage with your audience. This includes your posture, so how you're sitting. Now, if you've seen one of my recent videos on my WeChat accounts, I was acting 2 parts in a short video. One part was a interviewee who was very nervous, and my body language was all slouched and kind of holding onto my bag and looking very scared. Now do the opposite. So sit up, sit straight, and sit very confidently. Plant your feet solidly on the ground. Never shake your feet. Okay? Because if you shake your feet, or if you play with your pencil or pen, if you play with the piece of paper in front of you, that's going to make it look like you're very afraid of the situation. You're very nervous. Even if doing those things normally make you think better, in the interview setting, just don't do it. Oh, another tip, bonus tip number 4. This one is something that I like to do before I do an interview, or even before I record a video. To help you speak better, especially English, because it's all kind of in front of your mouth, you need a lot of lip and tongue movements. Okay, so do mouth exercises. Do like I don't want to spit into the microphone because that's disgusting. Exercise will actually make you articulate better because now you have better movements of this part of your mouth. That's actually the one tip that will probably help me the most right before giving a speech or doing an interview. Okay, so the second most important thing that's going to help with your interview is preparation. Even if your English absolutely sucks, if you wrote down exactly what you're going to say and you rehearse that 30 seconds of self-introduction over and over and over. You do it in the shower, you do it in the bathroom, you do it on the train, you do it in the car, you do it when you're riding a bicycle, you do it in your sleep. Like, you are going to master that 30 seconds. So when you drop that 30 seconds of self-introduction bomb, the interviewer is going to be very pleased. They're going to think that your English is actually very, very good. Because chances are, in most situations, they're not going to go back and forth and ask you a bunch of questions in English because the main work language is not English. So therefore, you only have to speak a little bit of English, and that's good enough. Now, there are those interviews where you are going to be required to know a little bit more English, or your interviewer just wants to be an asshole. Like, I've heard this so many times. Like, the interviewer whose English is not that great continues to ask questions in English, and you continue to answer in English. He knows your English is not great. You know his English is not great, yet you both continue to converse in English. I've heard horror stories of that type of interview going on for over an hour. Now, that's not particularly useful or productive, but it may just be that your interviewer really wants to demonstrate or practice English maybe. Again, Netflix. So what's actually not that important when it comes to English interviews? Number one, grammar. This is not an examination. This is not going to be scored and put into a system. This is about conversation. So if you're able to speak, that's more than good enough. So grammar is not the most critical thing. Even if it's way off, it's much better that you speak confidently. Number two, vocabulary. You don't need the most complex words to get your point across. I mean, yes, if you're able to articulate, and drop some very SAT level words, but that's not required. Again, if you prepare ahead of time, inside of a 30-second introduction, you're able to throw in plenty of big words that are going to help you a lot with your vocabulary. But only use words that you actually know. Don't throw in too big of a word that you have only seen in a dictionary but have never actually seen a real person use. Because chances are, if these words aren't being used often, then they're going to sound pretty strange and unfitting in real life. All right, now I'm going to give two real life examples of doing a self-introduction in English. So first example is going to be a student-oriented example if you're a fresh graduate. And the second example is going to be for a working professional with some experiences. All right, so first example. Hi there, my name is David. I am a graduate from Tsinghua University with a bachelor's degree in finance and economics. I have achieved a relatively high GPA of 3.xx. I have developed a keen interest in finance since early childhood. My father was an investment professional and my mother worked inside a bank. I've been doing stock investments since I was 16. And the first thing I did arriving at Tsinghua University was founding my own investment club. And that club has become very successful. We even organized the first stock investment competition on campus. And later, I also started a social media channel to talk about stock investment ideas and have gained over 10,000 followers on social media. Okay, at this point, I think it's a good idea to say what you know about this company a little bit. I think if you're interviewing for positions that are very competitive, it would be a good idea to name drop. If you've never met anyone that works at this company, then chances are you know very little about it. And if that position is super ultra competitive, you're probably not going to get it. So pro tip, do some networking for these very competitive job opportunities. Not only to learn about what these jobs actually require, but also during interviews, you can name drop and make the interviewer feel that you know a lot about the job already. So I know your company has been under a lot of spotlight lately, being listed in both the New York Stock Exchange as well as the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. And I've had the fortune of meeting some of your colleagues, one of whom is an investment director inside the Beijing headquarters. And through speaking with her, I was able to gain a much deeper understanding of your company's investment thesis. And I believe I can learn much more about investment strategically and thinking strategically if I were able to work for a large corporation rather than an independent investment fund. Okay, I don't know why I went there, but basically, if you are interviewing for a particular industry, but the people inside that industry are also being sought after by people in other similar type of jobs, it is important that you specify why you feel passionate about this specific industry and the pros and cons that you already know in comparison with the tangent industry. So in this example, I want to work for the investment arm of a large TMT listed company or a, internal PE, so to speak. And the comparison I'm drawing is against a traditional private equity fund or a venture capital fund. Okay, so continue with the interview self-introduction. I previously interned with CITIC Securities in the research department, and through that I have learned a lot of valuation skills and able to learn quickly about an industry. And most of my colleagues rated me as a very responsible and reliable person. I believe I would be a great fit for your department. I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to interview. Okay, that would be like a typical self-introduction for a fresh graduate. It's nothing shining, but it gets the job done. It would be awesome if you were able to include more sauce, anecdotes, stories, how you fell in love with finance, how you've met people from the company you're interviewing for. If you had a chance to listen to the founder, CEO, chairman of that company speak at a certain event, if you're able to read a book about that company, all those things add up. So the more preparation that you did, the more you can beef up your self-introduction and the better chance that you would have at getting one of these job offers. Okay, second example. This one is for working professionals. So if you've had more than a year of work experience, this is probably going to be what your self-introduction sounds like. Hi, my name's David. I am currently an analyst at XXX Securities based in X city. Over the course of the last 3 years at the company, I've worked on X number of deals, particularly focusing on China TMT. Before that, I've done an internship with CITIC Securities, and before that, I was a student at Tsinghua University's School of Economics. That's pretty much it for the self-introduction, because once you are a experienced professional and you are looking to just level up going into a similar type of position and at a different company, your current experience is what matters the most. The interviewer at this point is going to dig into your experience and ask you specifically project experiences, the deals that you worked on. Not much in terms of the story that I was talking about in my previous video about interviewing for a university, and in my student example of a self-introduction. Doesn't matter as much in a working professional interview situation. One exception though is if you are looking to do a career change, if you're looking to do something completely different from your previous job, then you need to have, again, a very good story, very compelling story saying how you fell in love with the new industry that's exciting to you, that you really want to be in, and how the preparation from your previous work experiences have prepared you very, very well for this new position. Again, switching career is very hard. So if you're watching this video and you're a fresh graduate, current student, focus on your career. Okay, try to make the right choice. Right out of school, get the job that interests you the most, that will make you happy, and start a career path that makes sense, that's smooth. If you don't know what that career is yet, the best thing to do is to try, right? So do more internships, meet more people inside various industries, network. The most important thing here is utilizing your time wisely. Never just stay home over the course of an entire holiday season, or just travel with friends when you're past your third year of undergraduate study. Utilize all the time you can to do projects and internships, just boost your resume until you have secured a job offer that really satisfies you. Okay, that's everything for the example of a self-introduction. The last thing I want to talk about in this video is how to boost your English speaking capabilities in a short time span. So pro tip is to watch English content. And I've said this in my previous video, but in terms of interviewing for a competitive job offer, it's even more important that you watch video contents that are industry specific. And you definitely want to practice more in front of a mirror, or grab a friend who's more, either a native speaker or someone who has very good English speaking capabilities to help you practice and just iron out those finer details so that when you do speak, you are very, very confident in your presentation. That's it in terms of my quick tips on how to better prepare for an English interview. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more content like this or similar content but covering different topics. And if you like this video, you know what to do. Peace.